What's up, everybody? It's Trey Alessio, the Dawn of Entertainment, back with another Unfiltered Cinematics. This time I went to see Solo, a Star Wars story, the next spinoff that Star Wars is doing. So Star Wars is really picking up the movies. So this is the first kind of character-based spinoff. This is the second spinoff after Rogue One. So basically the president of Lucasfilms has said that Star Wars is going to really ride this out, and they're going to do one film a year until they don't make money anymore. And let me tell you, for the Star Wars geeks out there, we love our Star Wars. So I can tell you, Star Wars is here to stay. Part of me likes that. Part of me loves that. I'm a Star Wars geek. Part of me hopes it doesn't dilute the quality. But nonetheless, Solo, a Star Wars story. We're going to break it down for you. A lot going on in this movie. I really enjoyed it. I went in and I was a little skeptical. I'm not going to lie to you. But I came out and I'm a believer. I was the same way with Rogue One. I was like, I'm very skeptical about this. I don't think this is going to be successful. And I came out loving it. I am kind of the same way here. I don't know if I love this movie on the same level as I did with Rogue One. Rogue One was just so perfectly done. This one, it was really good. I don't want to stamp it great quite yet. I need to see it maybe a couple more times to really dig deep into it, because there's a lot going on, a lot of new characters, some new storylines, and just some really cool things going on. The thing I liked about this movie is it took some risks. It had some comedic value to it, but it also tied in with the nostalgia, and it also kind of tied into some other movies. So, plot line, I'll break it down kind of. Like I said, I'm going to need to see this a couple more times to really grasp what's going on here. So basically, Han Solo and Qi'ra, played by Emilia Clarke, they are kind of together in the beginning. They're kind of scum rats, and they kind of break out of their little town or whatever. I don't know what it's called, their planet. And they have this thing called hyperfuel. Now, hyperfuel is kind of the source for money. If you have hyperfuel, you're set. So they get a piece of this hyperfuel and they smuggle it out. And long story short, at the very beginning, Han Solo makes it out. Qi'ra, his girl, doesn't. She's left behind. And then it's kind of a time jump. This is something new. This is a surprise that I don't believe we knew prior to this movie, but we find out that Han, in order to bust out of this town and planet, he becomes an Imperial soldier. So he joins the Imperial Army. He becomes kind of a part of the Empire, but really his motives are not with that of the Empire. He does it just kind of to get out of his city and his town. So he gets hooked up with Beckett, who is played by Woody Harrelson, and Val, who is played by Thandie Newton, the girl Maeve from Westworld. You may know her from there. And they kind of form this little kind of pirate smuggling group. They are all posed as Empire soldiers, but they're all against the Empire. I don't want to say they're for the rebellion, because they're not. They're really for themselves and just making money. So they have this little scheme where they're going to get going on this job to steal this hyperfuel. Spoiler alert, you know I spoil some things. So if you haven't watched this movie, go watch it and then come back to it. But Val dies. She kind of sacrifices herself. And then pirates swoop in and try to take this hyperfuel from Beckett and Han Solo and these other characters. And shit goes south. And then so they have to go to a... So basically, after that, we find out that they are actually hired heads by kind of a higher power, a darker power, per se. You kind of get the gist that they are maybe a part of the government and maybe a part of the Empire. They kind of hint at it. It is the The name is escaping me right now, but it'll come to me. But either way, they are hired. It wasn't just them trying to get money. They were actually doing it for a bigger purpose. And so Woody Harrelson, Beckett, his idea is we can't run from these guys. We have to go to their face and just tell them straight up, we fucked up, and can we make another deal? So they do. They go and find this... the main bad guy, which also the name is escaping me. Like I said, a lot of different characters, a lot of different storylines going on. So I need to watch it a couple other times to really grasp it. But they go see this main bad guy, and they come up with this plan to get more hyperfuel, and that's when we are reunited with Kira. She made it out. She cut a deal with this bad guy, and so she is with him basically. So Han is kind of in his box right there. He's feeling a certain type of way, but he goes to do this, maybe to impress her, maybe, but the main bad dude sends Kira with that crew. So we got Beckett, Woody Harrelson, Kira, Emilia Clarke, and Han Solo. And I forgot to mention Chewie. So we get the moment when Chewie meets Han. I thought that was really cool. Then they go and they need another smuggler, so they meet young Lando, played by Donald Glover. I thought he had a great part. Wasn't really feeling his voice and his little accent, but I thought he did a great job. Thought he played a great young Lando. So you kind of have this motley crew of team, and they're going for this hyperfuel. So that's kind of the storyline that they're going with. I guess I won't spoil everything, but the movie was really, really good. I think it did its job, not really to the point of like Rogue One standards. I thought Rogue One was done literally perfectly. It set up A New Hope, and it was just done perfectly. This kind of leaves you wanting more. I honestly think there could potentially be a sequel to this Han Solo movie, and we recently found out that the actor who played young Han Solo has signed on for 3 either movies or appearances as young Solo, whether that is going to be a sequel or whether that will be a cameo or appearance in another spinoff or another movie. But this definitely leaves room for a sequel. So my fucking favorite part that got me so hyped in the movie theater, I did not see this one coming. Spoiler alert, there's a big cameo, a big surprise. You're probably thinking, oh, it's Jabba the Hutt. Oh, maybe it's Boba Fett. But no, it is Darth fucking Maul. Kira, in the end, you don't really know her full motives. Like, you think maybe, her and Han are going to get back together. They share a kiss at the end. And she, spoiler alert, kills the main bad dude whose name is escaping me. It's like Dedron or something like that. And so you're thinking, they're going to get together again. But no, she then kind of pulls up the hologram, and it's Darth Maul, yo. It's Darth Maul. And so that's what makes me think that there may potentially be a sequel, because we kind of just get a hint that she's going to work with Darth Maul and maybe the real Empire or potentially the Sith. So I want more there. I really want more there. There were some other cool cameos. You got Beckett wearing the same mask that Lando did in Return of the Jedi when he comes back to save Han Solo. You got the little the holographic chess pieces with Chewie. He was playing it with Beckett. You got the Millennium Falcon. You got the golden dice. Here's another cool little thing that I don't know if a lot of people will pick this up, but I truly think this is it. So when you first are introduced to young Lando, he's kind of a big gambler, and he's playing this poker type game at this table with a bunch of weird alien looking dudes. One of them I truly think is the alien looking dude who owns Rey in A Force Awakens. I'm telling you, I think that's the dude. So don't sleep on that cameo that may come to fruition in some way. One potential flaw I see with this movie is the timeline. So clearly you get this Darth Maul cameo, and that makes me believe that this movie is set before the prequels. Potentially it could be at the same time as Episode 1 of Phantom Menace. But it just kind of gets a little messy, because then you have to think Han Solo is maybe, I don't know, in his early 20s at this point of this movie. And then you have to think, like, Luke isn't even born yet at this point, because he isn't born until Episode 3. And then when you go to A New Hope, Han and Luke kind of seem the same age. So it kind of gets a little messy there. Hopefully they can wrap it up in some other movie and kind of explain it more. Like I said, I do think we will get a sequel of some sort with this, depending on what it does at the box office. I was a big fan, so hopefully people go out and see it and enjoy it. That's one little flaw. I thought it was really, really well done, though. Like I said, it tied in some nostalgia. It tied into some other movies, the prequels. I'm begging for a connection to the prequels, and we finally got one with Darth Maul, so I fucking love that. Just really, a really fun, good movie. I wouldn't say it's great, wouldn't say it's perfect, but it did its job, and it was good, and it opens the door for more character-based spinoff. So it was a good Star Wars movie to add to the collection. We'll go ahead and rank it now. This is tough. I'm telling you, I had a number in mind. The Darth Maul cameo was at the end of the movie, but that hyped me up a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. So I wanted to bump this a little bit. So I'm going to go 8.6. 8.6. This is my initial reaction. I'm going to go see this movie maybe one or maybe two more times just to fully grasp it. But initial reaction, 8.6. Very, very good movie. I recommend it. If you're a Star Wars fan, you will enjoy it. Don't be one of those guys that totally nitpicks it. It's a fun movie. It's an action movie. There's some comedy in it. I thought this was a pretty good movie. So maybe we'll get a spinoff. We're going to keep, a sequel. We're going to keep getting these spinoffs. We just got today, before this movie, confirmed Boba Fett spinoff. We have in the works, not fully confirmed, but kind of confirmed, an Obi-Wan spinoff. There's been rumors of a Jabba the Hutt spinoff. Who fucking knows? Star Wars is here to stay, so if you're a Star Wars geek like me, enjoy it, because it's coming. And that's all I got for you. It was a good movie, 8.6 for the fans, and go see it. Star Wars, Han Solo, a Star Wars story. You know what I'm saying. Go check it out. This is Unfiltered Cinematics. I'm Trey Alessio, the Dawn of Entertainment, and we'll be back for more. Peace.